Shootin.
Poodoo.
What is going on, everybody? I am Daniel Miller here with two others on a joint venture podcast. We have got Tommy Puig from the Revanite podcast and my bro host, Christopher Ryans, both of us from Broaxium. And we're here to just talk some Star Wars today, guys. We've been really wanting to get together and just, I guess, shoot it. I can't curse. But anyway, guys, how's everyone doing? Tommy, go ahead.
Chilling. Straight up chilling.
Nice. Chris, how you been, buddy?
Been good. I just tried to toss my phone over to my desk and then it fell over, and I feel really bad. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? It's your bro host Chris Ryans, ready to do the thing with my bros Dan and Tommy. Let's get it in.
You know, I'm really happy that you're being friendly with Tommy right now, having him been to.
Let's not go there.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. This
as much as I want to go there, I'm not going to go there right now.
Yeah, we won't mention it. It's like Voldemort. Just don't say it. It'll be all right.
Yeah, do not say Galaxy's Edge.
Okay, I'll try not to talk about it. If it's sensitive,
no, actually,
so
we're
no, we can talk about it. No, we're going to talk about it.
That's definitely happening. Oh, so yeah, I mean, this is great. Like, we've all gotten together here. Tommy, we definitely want to pick your brain about your little adventure in Galaxy's Edge. Is even though Chris might cry a little, he might get a little upset, might be a little passive aggressive, but just be prepared. That's all I'm saying.
Just a little bit, man. Don't
I can take
don't be intimidated.
I got thick skin.
All right, cool.
So, how was it, Tommy? Like, I mean, just like take us through your experience from just standing out there with the tickets in your hand to just going through the whole thing. I mean, were you there with the family and everything?
It was just me and my wife. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah, because I believe, if I remember correctly, when you make the reservation, it's you and just one other person that can go with you. So, like, if you have to have more people, then it has to be an additional reservations made. So, yep, just me and the wife.
Nice. So, what about the...
Sounds like a nice time.
Like, what about lines and, like, I mean, like, is there like a path that you have to follow, or can you like go anywhere you want?
From what I understand, like the way they did it, of course, this was around the time when the reservations were necessary. They had everybody enter in from different areas, depending on what time slot you're in. The area that we had to enter in was from Critter Country, which is like right by the Black Bear restaurant. I'm pretty sure. Like, I mean, if anybody's been to Disneyland, they know exactly where that area is. So yeah, like we lined up there about maybe 30 minutes before our entry time, which is about 8 p.m. And yeah, it was a lot of people like just lined up, and it's a large crowd. So you know that meme that they pass around where it shows like, oh, here's what they portrayed Galaxy's Edge to look like. There's like 4 people right next to the Millennium Falcon, but then they show the picture beneath it was like 1,000 people in one spot. It looked like that initially, but like once you walk into the land and everybody disperses, it's actually pretty nice.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Cool. So I mean, It's like it can accommodate a certain amount.
Yeah.
That's God. I'm just like, I'm jealous, so jealous, because I mean, I think we're gonna go Celebration, Chris. That's gonna be our moment.
You think we're gonna go?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, if there was an opportunity before that,
we're going. I don't. this guy.
Well, yeah, whatever. So, did you make yourself a lightsaber?
No, I didn't do it this time around, or the first time. The reason why is because, I did a little bit of research, and from what I read, it's a line, it's a wait. It's about a 2-hour wait. So
damn.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I didn't want to do that. I wanted to spend my time just walking around the land, getting to look at everything, maybe even go on the ride. So yeah, the Savvy's Workshop is where you build the lightsaber. So that's about a 2-hour wait. Oga's Cantina is about the same. Actually, it's a little bit longer wait for that one. So we were going to do that next time. So yeah.
Now, when you're in there, is there like a time limit for how long, like you're allowed to be in there, or you can be in there indefinitely, or whatever, or is there like a time slot?
Well, now you can. You could be there like all day if you want to, but back then, if you needed a reservation, they only give you a 4-hour time slot.
See, Chris,
I thought that. Yeah, I hear that. No, I thought that was going to be the thing, like forever.
Nah.
This is 4-hour thing, because I kind of like that rather than the being at the OK Corral where everyone is just running around and whatnot, and without any kind of like set time.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I know that I could stay there all day,
I'm gonna get kicked out of the cantina. That's like,
Oh,
like that should be a mission.
You are, yeah. Yeah, that's
give me another blue milk,
sir. Please don't serve this man anymore.
Boba Fett's a joke.
Yeah, that's definitely need to be recorded.
So, all right. So for me, the most immersive Star Wars experience to date, and I know some people hate this game, but Battlefront.
Right.
1 and 2 from 2015 and the one from 2017 to me have been the most immersive Star Wars experiences. Tommy, have you played Battlefront?
Yeah, I played all of them. So
I don't know if it's as immersive for you, but how would you compare that kind of immersive experience to what you dealt with Galaxy's Edge?
Well, if I had to put it on a scale for Battlefront, I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10. The level of immersiveness, I would say like maybe a 6. Mm-hmm. Galaxy's Edge, I'd say about 20.
Damn!
Yeah.
Broke the scale. Yeah, I mean, I feel the same. I mean, I would feel the same way, I mean, you get to run around, you're playing, like, I mean, as a person who plays video games, it's like, it's great to be involved in the Star Wars world, like running around as a stormtrooper or whoever, but this is like your own personal experience. Like it's like you don't have to be some other character. You're you there, and like get hassled by stormtroopers and Kylo Ren. And
I am so ready to get like racially profiled by some first order stormtroopers. Like I'm like, okay, like yes, harass me, yes sir. Here's my ID.
Resistance.
Your hands up photos with like the cosplay troopers and stuff at the con, like that was some of the best stuff. We need to see that again, recreate it. It would be freaking awesome.
Just to add to like how immersive it is, also like before you even enter like into the actual outpost, as we were walking into the land, like you could already hear like the ambient sounds. Like it sounds like you're in an alien rainforest type of setting. So like I was like, man, I've never heard this, like these types of noises. It was really cool. So like you start off hearing those noises when you walk in, and it's like you really feel like you're there.
It's like a Star Wars nerd mating call.
Oh my god, yeah. And what's cool is like I know this now, and I kind of want to, when I go back, I want to kind of know a little bit more about this. Is apparently every single cast member, I mean, of course they're not cast members when you're in there, they each have their own story within the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, I heard something about that. That's dope.
And I can confirm that because my wife, her cousin, he works there, and he's like, yeah, I have my own story. And I was like, can you tell me? Like, nope, tell you when we're there.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's what's up. Yeah. That Disney silence.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, so what gets me is like, I've heard everyone's heard about how like strict Disney is about like breaking character, and you're not supposed to talk about your job really outside of your job too much. It's like a lot of what are those called? I can't think of it. Embargoes and stuff like that, right? Where it's like you're not allowed to say certain things about your job to keep the like magic in Disney. So I wonder like how much even more like they might have like these backstories for people. Like you can't really talk about your guy unless you're in Galaxy's Edge maybe, or something like that. I don't know. I just wonder how like
basically you are not that person until you are in there. Like that's basically how it is, I guess.
Damn.
It's freaking cool, man.
And it's really cool too. Like another part that plays into the immersiveness, and like I can't stress this enough. Like when we went in there, because everybody knows it's at Disneyland. About maybe 15, 20 minutes in, like you can't hear any sounds whatsoever from Disneyland. So my wife and I were like, basically forgot we were at Disneyland. So it was really nice.
So is there an entrance that I can go just to Galaxy's Edge? Or do I need to walk through all of Disneyland? I don't care.
Oh, that. Now you have to actually, you have to go through Disneyland first to get in there.
It's only a couple blocks, Chris. It's a couple Chicago blocks to get in there. Oh man. So let me think here. What did you bring home from Galaxy's Edge, if not a lightsaber?
Well, I mean,
were you selling sporks on eBay? Was that you?
No, that was not me. Even though, like, at first I saw them, I was like, "Oh, this is different," and I was like, "Can we take these?" You know, and my wife was like, "Nope, we're not taking them." So we were not those people.
Wow.
So she's like, "Nope, they're metal. They're obviously made to be reused." So yeah, we did not take anything from the park other than what we bought. Yeah. So the only things that we bought were the thermal detonator, Coke, and Sprite. We got the Dasani water. I bought a sabacc deck. I bought my wife the Mouse Droid popcorn bucket. What else? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, nice. We wanted to get more later on because we have annual passes, so we go back all the time. Yeah,
nice.
I mean, that's like a benefit living in the area.
Yeah.
Are you going to Celebration next year, bro?
Yep, I'll be there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah.
So let's touch on that a little bit. I mean,
sure.
Celebration. I know we talked about this on the episode of Unrefined with Gerard and the guys, but
yeah,
haven't talked it over here with Tommy. I mean, dude, were you waiting in that virtual queue for very long?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was having a freaking panic attack. Like, all of these guys were in this chat together, and like really, you got to make us wait in line online? Like, not only do we have to stay.
10 minutes.
Yeah, I was there. What was it, like 45 minutes, dude? I was in the queue.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I was having a panic attack. I was literally like, this is typical. The last two celebrations, I wasn't really prepared. I had to buy like day passes. I was like, this time I was ready. I had a credit card on the table. Like, it was ready to be melted. And like, I felt like I was getting screwed. And then finally it popped up, and I just, like, my heart finally slowed down, and I was able to buy them. And then, dude, no more than like freaking a half hour later, they're sold out.
All gone.
All gone.
Holy crap, man, it's so dead.
But Star Wars is dead.
Yeah, right?
God, shut up.
So dead.
So dead. So Rise of the Skywalker is going to have already been out. Like,
oh yeah,
what are we gonna get? Like, at Celebration? I mean, like, at Celebration, there's always a giant, like one big, huge thing that's going down.
Yeah.
I mean,
right?
I think probably you're going to see something about Mandalorian season 2. Maybe, I don't know when Clone Wars is supposed to come back on. I think maybe the first quarter of 2020. Maybe some Resistance. So Resistance, I guess, at that point, season 3. And maybe a little preview of whichever movies to come. If it's the guys from Game of Thrones, or if it's Ruin Johnson, as these dipshits call him.
Do you think we'll get more of like a kind of like that Marvel-ish outline kind of thing? Like, this is what you're gonna be like. We already got like those 3 movies that are in like 2022. What is it, 2025 and whatever.
Yeah.
But like, do you think we'll get a little bit more substance than that? Maybe. Like, I just
it's possible, but there's always something to celebrate when it comes to Star Wars, and especially this one being the 40th anniversary for Empire Strikes Back. So that'll be heavy on this one.
I would love to just get a like some kind of storyline, a character, or anything from what the hell D.B. Weiss and David Benioff are going to be doing. I mean, I know Rian Johnson's still in the game, and we've seen what he can give us. So like,
hell yeah,
like I can wait to see what Ryan puts out, but I want to see what these guys can do. They did a great job with Game of Thrones. However you feel about like the last season, I don't care. Those guys killed it for like they did a great job with that series.
Yeah,
for them to put out this, like working in Star Wars, putting out a major movie production like this, for starting a whole new saga.
Yeah,
I can't freaking wait to see what the hell we're gonna be in.
I'm hyped to see what they do. Oh, also you got the Cassian Andor series. Whenever that is supposed to happen. So we got that as well to look forward to.
So I mean, like that's another thing. Like, are we gonna get like is this like TV show Disney Plus thing gonna really start taking off with all of these different?
I hope so.
Series. Yeah, I mean,
I think so. Yeah, because from what I'm seeing, like I believe in 2022 alone, they're coming out with 3 Star Wars live action series.
Oh
yeah,
God! I mean, just what we saw from The Mandalorian alone, how amazing that looked with that footage we got. Like,
I didn't even see it. I'm jealous of that.
There was some YouTube, so we didn't get to see it either. We were watching some crap cam footage, and here I am, like, in the corner, just like, oh, this is awesome. But yeah, like it looked like, even just from that crappy cam footage, like I'm just like, this is going to be a whole other level of Star Wars content that we're about to get. I mean, the movies, but like weekly live action kick-ass Star Wars content. Like,
just put it in my veins.
Are you kidding? Yeah, hell yeah.
It boggles my mind when Star Wars fans say like, "Oh, it's gonna be Star Wars overload. I can't take this." Gimme everything. Put it right in my face. Just give
me your share. Get out of my face.
Just give me all that shit. Because I mean, like, for me, like, I was 8 years old when Return of the Jedi came out, and then there were 16 years before the prequels started out, and I wasn't a huge EU person. Still, I'm not. I like the Thrawn stuff, and maybe a couple of the books. I like the comics, of course, the Dark Horse stuff, but we had like a little bit of that to kind of get us through. But so I'm like, just give me it all. Give me everything. And like, people are like, I can't do 2 movies a year. Like, give me 3 movies a year. give me a movie a month. I'm like, let's do this. Like, just give me. I just want to just envelop myself in the Star Warsness. Give it to me.
Yeah, I never understood that logic, because like, if you have a Star Wars movie every month, damn well you're gonna be there opening night.
Yeah, like, stop fronting.
They
Get
all
out of
are.
here.
They all are. Every one of them are. I mean, God, they were talking shit. Sorry, but they were talking crap on The Force Awakens. All right, they were talking crap on The Force Awakens while in line for The Last Jedi. I'm like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
You know what's funny though? Like, I remember like when The Last Jedi was still in theaters, and you were seeing complaints about The Last Jedi. Like, I hate The Last Jedi. I'm gonna go see it again tonight, but I still hate. Like, what are you talking about?
I need to confirm how much I hate this.
Right.
Exactly. And then one guy's like, I saw it 4 times. I still hate it. Why did you watch it 4 times if you hate it? Like, there's no logic.
Thank you.
Logic.
Yeah.
Disney thanks you for your $80. Move along.
Yeah.
It's like, are you serious?
I mean that's a masochist right there. Like, he hates it, but he's gonna watch it. He just loves slapping himself in the face, apparently.
Boycott Disney. 1 for The Last Jedi, please. Thank you.
Disney sucks. You ruined my childhood.
That's we could go on. We could go on about the logic of some of these haters. I know, but when the these live action shows come out, what would you prefer? Would you prefer weekly episodes being dropped, or all of it at once?
Hourly?
Like
hourly,
like season.
Every minute.
I just want more.
Hourly.
Like those animated Star Wars clips that they make from the original trilogy. And there's only like a minute of those. Yeah, give me one every minute.
Oh yeah, those have been like the greatest little treat that I've been getting every Friday ever. And like you're right, like I'm just like hitting my arm, like hit me again, baby.
Yeah. Like
one more.
The other day last week when they had the Skywalker Saga episode for the Galaxy of Adventures.
Jedi versus Sith or whatever.
Is that what it's called? I think it's called. Probably, yeah. But it was a Skywalker story. It was like it was going through Anakin and Luke and Leia and everything, and the one from last week, and it was beautiful. It was the best thing they ever done, and they've been nothing but incredible. These shorts, and so I did a poll on and you remember this? I did a poll on Broaxium on Facebook. You see, like, would you like a retelling of the original trilogy in this style?
Yeah.
And do you remember the numbers on that, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, it was like some people weren't all about it, but I also think they didn't understand. Like it's not like we're redoing it, but it's just like you were saying, like a retelling of it. Just like
it's not like I said a retelling, not a replacing. Like it's not replacing. It's just a more streamlined version of it.
Wasn't there that other like it was like only like a 10-minute clip, Chris, where it was like it was done in like anime style, where it was like the original trilogy, like a scene from it or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was really I now I sound like an idiot because I can't remember what it was and no one else does. Damn it. Anyway,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's been so many good like little cuts like that, but these have been spectacular. Just the way they like cut each different era together, and it's really amazing.
I do think they do capture they still capture even though it's updated and it's streamlined for like today's audiences. I still think it captures the essence of Star Wars.
Oh, you want to know why?
Without a doubt.
It's that music, dude. Every time I watch it with that, like the Star Wars music in the background, like the orchestrated music, like I get goosebumps every time. Like I'm just like, this is some deep shit, man. Like I am in.
There's just something about Star Wars music that just gets to you, no matter what.
Freaking every time Luke is like looking out that sunset, I'm just like, I remember
as a kid. Reading my book, there was oh boy, all right, there was a book that was out there. It was called the Wookiee Storybook, and it was Chewie and his wife Mala, his son Lumpy, and his and his father Ichi. I can't even pronounce their full on Wookiee names right now, but that's what they're given. So whenever I read this book, and I've read this book 1,000 times, I always played like my Empire Strikes Back soundtrack while I listened to it. Like just to get you there. That music just transports you, bro. Like it's incredible.
I think it's incredible. I mean, was it anything compared to the Star Wars special? Because you just named Chewie's whole.
Come on, man. We were doing.
Dude, Chris. It's just I feel like you had. I can understand. Like I don't understand how people don't feel the way you do from like back then to now. Like from what you had then to what you have now, it's insane. Like the difference in content.
Are you talking like you talking the old school fans like hating the new stuff, hating all?
Yeah, because like you guys had to like literally be like chickens scratching around in the dirt trying to find any bit of Star Wars content you can find besides the movies, because there wasn't really any.
Yeah,
and I mean, the books.
It was the Splinter in the Mind's Eye. It was those Marvel books that the Marvel comics were coming out, and they were goofy. I'm sorry, they were goofy, but I read them all.
Exactly.
And then of course there's we had like the storybooks for the movies or like these picture storybooks from Scholastic, and we all read the crap out of them.
I remember those.
Oh yeah, those were. And we had our action figures, so we had all the Star Wars stories we needed.
Oh yeah.
So
the
my
action figures definitely fill in this. Yeah.
Like my
making
Star
your own
Wars,
stuff.
Yeah, man. Like my Star Wars versus G.I. Joe.
Crossovers.
Already, right. I was about to say, already doing crossovers.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Star Wars always won. That's just how it goes.
I mean, I play with my Black Series figures every now and then. It's like, don't open the door when I'm playing with my toys. But yeah, I mean, it's just, it's. I hate to be that guy, like saying, like, again, like bringing it up, but it's like I can't believe people would be upset about all of this stuff happening, and especially the way it's happening. And like, I can understand if you're someone, it's like, you know, the movies, like how. Here's an example. You know, in the beginning of the new canon comic books, where Luke encounters Darth Vader before he actually encounters him on Bespin.
Yeah.
And that kind of struck a chord for a lot of people, where it was like, no, Luke's first encounter with Darth Vader was on Bespin, and you're totally taken away from that moment.
The beautiful thing is that it is when that scene happened in the comics, I was like, okay, they are going somewhere with this, and they've opened up this. For me, they just opened up this galaxy, this universe, in amazing ways. I'm like, oh, so now that's not the first time that they faced off. I was like, that's blowing my mind, and I'm loving that they're doing this.
It just gives you another perspective on, like, they never like officially said on Bespin, like, this is the first time I've seen you, Luke, you know,
Right.
like, this is our first meeting, you know.
If it hasn't been said in the movies, it's all open game. Go for
Right.
it. Go for
And
it.
I mean,
Like,
I can
people lost their shit when Son of Staros or Son of Solo,
oh,
you know,
the
had
Han
came
Solo
out.
was married thing.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, these guys are like, I was like, these writers, they're doing the shit. Like, I'm loving it. Like, keep this going and expand this universe in a good way.
Yeah, what I could never understand is
No,
like,
you, John Bong.
aside from not being open to new story ideas, is the idea that fans assume they know everything about these characters based on what they just see in the film or whatever the case may be. Like, obviously, there's stories beyond what you see.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't cover their entire lifespan, so it just doesn't make any sense. Like, you should be open to new ideas of what happened to them.
Yeah, there is no set path or like set history of these characters. There wasn't one to begin with. Like, you only had what you had in the movies, and now we're getting all of this backstory fill, which is awesome. Like, these in-between adventures while they were building the rebellion, you know, during the period between, you know, A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, and between Empire and Jedi. Like, there was time differences there. Like, what were they doing? Here you go. And it's
and that's one thing is like there's one line that Yoda said, which apparently, like, a lot of these fans, and I mean, if they're like hardcore traditionalists, I get it, but, you know, I get it, but, you know, get over it. But Yoda had this one line where he said, unlearn what you have learned. And that is exactly, to me, what this new canon, this new
brilliant.
Yeah.
That is brilliant. I didn't even think about that one.
You know, it's like, you know, forget what you heard, forget, you know, it's like, keep that stuff in mind, but just know that now things are being compiled and expanded upon, and it's cohesive. You know, for me, the extended universe wasn't as cohesive as what they're doing now. So connected.
Yeah. Have a different point of view, maybe, you know?
Yeah.
Just look at it from a different angle. This story could work, you know, can work, and if you like it, you like it. Like, that was the one thing where, when I was coming to my point where it was like, you know, even if you want their meeting to be the, you know, first ever on Bespin, like, you can have that. You can keep it. You can like the movies all you want and whatnot. Like, I feel like some of these people, like, get upset because they don't have the time to dive into all this extra stuff. No one does, really. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now. I mean, dude, look, even we all get backed up even trying to consume all of this stuff. It's so much right now. And
I make the time.
But the beautiful thing is, though, is that
sleep.
You can enjoy it any way you want. It's just when you start trying to tell other people how it is and how they should enjoy it is when it becomes a problem.
One thing is, someone online was saying this. I think it was on like the Star Wars Celebration Facebook group or something. Someone asked, if I want to get someone into Star Wars, where should I have them start? People are like, oh, you gotta do it the machete order. I'm like, oh, whatever. You gotta show them from 4, 5, and 6, then show them 1, 2, and 3, and then da 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 da. Oh, you should do this, you should do that. I'm like, get in where you get in. Watch one thing. It doesn't matter what. I don't care if it's one single issue in the middle of a comic series, one novel, one random episode of Clone Wars or Rebels or Resistance. It doesn't matter. Watch whatever, and if you like that, watch what came before it or watch after. It doesn't matter where you go with it. It's going to be Star Wars. You're going to enjoy it.
Yep. I mean, I started, like, when I really dove deep into the Star Wars pool here, I mean, I like the movies. I love the prequels, but I was just like the movie guy. I just knew the movies, and then one day I heard on the radio about Star Wars Betrayal, like the Legacy of the Force series.
Yeah.
In the Legends Now. I read that book, and I mean, I was hooked on everything. I went back, forward. It doesn't matter where you start. I mean, it just, yeah, like you said, just pick up whatever. I mean, if it draws you in, you're gonna consume everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's how I did it. After watching Star Wars, but then after the Return of the Jedi, there was that 16-year period of basically no visual content. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so there's no Star Wars, and my brother, he gave me his Heir to the Empire Thrawn trilogy books. I was like, oh snap, okay. So I read all of them, and that's when I went, full dive into Legends. Started consuming any sort of Star Wars that there was. Read the Legacy of the Force, all that series. Read Darth Bane. Read the Revan book, Darth Plagueis. Everything that I could consume, even the video games. I think my favorite video game to this day is still Knights of the Old Republic.
Hell yeah!
I love that game.
So good. I have it on my phone.
Yeah, I'm like, that game has the best plot twist since Empire Strikes Back. And
good.
Yeah.
Want to hear something goofy? My introduction in Knights of the Republic, I played 2 first.
Oh, okay.
Like a jackass. I played 2 first, and then I played 1. So things are a little spoiled for me, but it was weird going in that direction for it. But everything still had impact, no matter what. Like even when I went back and played after I played 2, then I played 1, and then you go to the Jedi Enclave. I'm like, look at all these Jedi around. The Enclave is not all disheveled and destroyed. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's that game. I mean, it was ahead of its time when it came out. It was so involved, and it's such an amazing Star Wars game. I mean, I sat there and watched like my buddy play it. That's the first time I ever got into it. Was literally just sitting there like just mouth agape, like, oh my god, what are you gonna do now? Like, and he's just like running around. I didn't even have to touch the damn controller. I just loved watching him play. It was friggin' awesome. And that, I mean, just. I hope that we get, like I've been saying like forever, like I want like a Fallout like or Skyrim style Star Wars game like that again.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Bethesda.
Right? Oh man. I mean, I want to see. Can't wait to see what EA does. But an open world Star Wars game would be so game changing. Unreal.
But that's a minefield because it's open game. Like you're talking open world like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, open world. Yeah,
that would be that's a little tricky with keeping continuity and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like I feel like you might have to let go of some of that continuity issue stuff when it comes to a video game. Like you can have your video games that like Jedi Fallen Order that can fit into the story, or then you can have like a game that's open world that's loosely based on the things we know now, and then kind of like an alternate timeline type of game where it's like from here on this is your own Star Wars story that you're creating.
Maybe. Or it could be
really
like whatever. Yeah.
I can't really see them do that. Yeah, not now, because like everything is Skywalker Saga related, so it's
right.
You have to keep it confined to a certain type of continuity.
Yeah.
But however, like once we'll find out next year with the new trilogy, what's coming out. I'm guessing it's going to be in a completely different era. If they do that, then it's going to open up all sorts of avenues of storytelling. Maybe it might even give us the time period of Darth Bane when there was a lot of Sith and a lot of Jedi. They were going to war. There's a lot of avenues you can take it. So maybe around that time they can give us an open world Star Wars game. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I would love to see. Like with that though, with the games and stuff, like in this new era with Galaxy's Edge, if like these artifacts and all this stuff that's all over the place, all of the decorations and stuff will start tying into, like, if it's not known what these things are now, like that they're going to start tying more things into, like, this is a relic from the Old Republic, and then we see it in one of these.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Oh man,
that'd be dope.
Man, when I read that comic, the Sith relic, it reminded me of the arc from Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's exactly what I thought of.
Yeah.
It kind of gave me that vibe. I was like, oh man, I want to know more.
Yeah.
But I totally get what you're saying though, Chris. Like, and you too, Tommy. Like, it would be having they're like trying to establish this, seamless like web of content and live action stuff. Like just how they're tying Galaxy's Edge into all of this content now, and it's like this cohesive, beautiful freaking world that they're building. I can understand why something like that, like an open world game, would be tough to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say you can do an open world game. It just, the ending would have to be like, I don't know if any of you guys ever played Super Mario Brothers 2, but it would have to be like it was all a dream, some death stick fever dream or something like that.
Did you know that
everyone is
little history on that?
Yeah.
That's not actually that was never meant to be a Mario game.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they made it a dream.
That's why they repurpose and reuse things.
That's it. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, that could work too. I don't know. I mean, it's really tough to.
And either way, I'm going to buy it. So.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? I can't wait for Fallen Order.
That's gonna be a busy weekend. You know that, right? It's gonna be a busy weekend because Mandalorian also comes out that weekend, the same weekend that comes out.
Oh man, I'll get it before then.
I'm probably gonna have to like take time off of work or something.
Yeah. I'm already playing stuff.
Wait, like that game, like I love The Force Unleashed, and I go to that game right away because they obviously look similar. They're probably going to play way different. I mean, you were a Force god, basically, in Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
Like, remember when you'd slam the two buttons together and you went into Unleashed mode and he wasn't even holding the freaking lightsabers anymore, just whipping out in front of him like they were like in some kinetic force net that he was just surrounded. Oh my god, it was so amazing. Like, and that's what I loved about the game. The whole Unleashed factor, the whole like. They just totally blew the Force away.
Yeah.
But this Jedi Fallen Order game, man, like, we're going to be, like, you have to really think about everything you're going to do, apparently. Yeah. And, like, I've never played Dark Souls. Has any of you guys played Dark Souls?
No.
Never played that one. All right. Well, never mind. That just lost all of us there. Because I haven't either, and I heard it's going to be kind of like that gameplay where it's a lot of, like, counteracting, counterattacks and having to like time your attacks and stuff like that. So
I'm all for it.
I'm really interested to see how that's going to go down.
Not hyped about those spiders.
No.
Nope.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Whatever, man.
I'll come over and play the part for you.
You don't know my crippling arachnophobia, man.
Yo, you ever see bees? Have you ever seen bees? They're flying assholes with wings. Can't stand them things. Demons, all of them. So let's top this off with our expectations, even though I'd hate to say expectations, but I guess like what we want to see in The Rise of Skywalker. Chris,
yep, I was.
Why don't you start it?
I was at the shop today, and someone was talking about that. Like, I don't know what to expect. I'm like, man, just ride the wave. Whatever happens, happens. I'm expecting Star Wars, and that's what I'm going to get. However they go with the story, that's the way it's supposed to be. So I'm all about it. I mean, unless they do something stupid and kill Finn, then we're going to have some issues because you just can't be killing the only brother in the galaxy. Why would you do that? Oh wait, Lando's there too.
Here's the thing.
Naomi Ackie's character, but still, don't kill Finn.
I understand that, and I understand you are a very reasonable, logical person.
You're about to say something about killing Finn, aren't you? You're about to.
No, never. I don't want Finn to die. What I'm saying is like, I know that like we all think the same way about it. Like what we get is what we get. We're all pumped for whatever happens.
Yeah.
But what, like, even if it doesn't, I know it's not like some high expectation, but like Finn using the Force or something like that. Like, is that something that like crossed your mind?
Yes.
You see, I know you're happy about getting what you want, Chris.
That would be great.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's gotta
one,
draw it out a little bit.
There's one thing that I know that we're not going to get, unfortunately, and it's a scene between Ben and his mother, and that sucks that we're not going to get a scene with Carrie and Adam Fisher.
How do you know they didn't record something like that in The Last Jedi or something, you know? You never know, bro.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
They say they have a lot of unused footage, so that might be one scene. You never know.
Hopefully.
Brandon Lee the Crow this shit, man. It'll be great. Throw all that used footage in there. That movie still turned out awesome.
Yeah, I love that movie. But, I would say that. All right. If we're going to do that whole thing, all right. I hate doing that. But,
It's
right,
totally harmless, Chris.
All right, fine. All right, Force Ghost, Obi, Qui-Gon, Anakin, Yoda, again. You know, bring them back. You know,
a whole kumbaya.
Yeah,
Force Ghost.
And Lando better leave with that Falcon. It's rightfully his.
That's why he was laughing when he was driving. He's like, I got it back, you dead.
I got Chewie and I got L3 and back too. It's gonna be great.
I was thinking about putting the MFer in there, but it was never mind.
Keep it tame for the first Reverend Nazi.
Right. But yeah. All right, Tommy, go ahead.
So what I want, I don't really have not so many wants. I mean, I think the only thing that I want is to find out what the deal is with Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we heard him laughing, so ever since then I was like, oh my god, like what's gonna happen? Like, what does that mean? You know, I want to find out what's going on with that. Is he coming back? Did he die? Is he resurrected? What's the deal? So I think that's really my only want. I'm just kind of like, ride the wave, like Chris was saying. Like, I'm here for the ride.
Yeah.
And really, that's the way it should be. Like, it's a ride. It's a ride for all of us. You can't control it. It's either you get on, you like it. If you don't, then get off.
Yeah, so if you want to write it, go ahead and write it. But we're here to be surprised and give us something that we can't think of,
But if I don't like it, I'm not going to write it 4 times. God.
Oh, this sucks. One more run, please.
That is terrible. It's disgusting. Would you like to go again?
Take your ball and go home already.
Yeah.
Would you like to go again? Of course.
Yeah.
I've seen this shit 15 times. It is terrible. Each time I see it.
Oh man.
So, all right, I'm pretty much on page with you, Tommy. Like, I want to see exactly how they're gonna tie Palpatine into all this. Like, I mean, I'm excited for it, and I know they're not gonna do a bad job. The only thing is I'm really married to the whole even though in the Vader books, like, Momin gets resurrected, like that's have now been made canon. I just feel like that
it would cheapen
how
Vader's
are they gonna
redemption
a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, if it was like, my whole thing was like, maybe when Vader was throwing him over, he was trying to do some kind of essence transfer or something, and he maybe and he maybe a little bit was on the Vader helmet, and the rest of it was in the Death Star, to where he's using that helmet to communicate to Kylo or something.
Possibly.
Right?
I still think that, like, that piece of the Death Star that we see, that's like, what's the word? That Harry Potter thing. Horcrux.
Palpatine. Oh, Horcrux. Yeah.
Like something like that. You know, like his essence.
Palpatine's haunted house.
$20.
See, I would.
Yeah.
I would really love it if it was like one of those stories. It was like, yeah, nobody goes over there because people have gone in there to salvage shit, and
then Ray and them bust in there like the Scooby Doo crew.
Right? And like, no, this is your
He
criminal.
was old man Palpatine the whole time.
And I would have gotten away with it too.
Because you're meddling kids in your droid.
Ray's like, I'll stop that.
Oh, and another thing, as far as Ray goes, I could care less about her parents anymore. Don't care.
Yeah.
No.
All about
I really
her.
don't care either.
Yeah. It's all about her.
It's-
you know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about that. It's that connection that she has with Ben. That's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah, all right. That's another thing,
And where
guys.
do the Force users go from here? Because they're going to be called Skywalkers.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Ben Demption for me is another thing. I like not want to see, but I want to see where that goes. Like, I want to see where Ben ends up in this one. Like, he's one of my favorite characters, probably one of the most dynamic characters in the whole
Absolutely.
Sequel trilogy. I mean, he is just.
I think overall,
Yeah.
in the entirety of the saga, he's one of the most complex characters. You know, people want. Oh, some dude was saying this. I'm sorry, at the job, some dude was saying this today. Like, oh, he's just some whiny emo. I'm like, please sit down, sit down. Like, he's
So
not,
are
like,
all of you. So are most of these Sith lovers. All right, they're all these emo kids.
He is not whiny.
Yeah.
He is not. He's not whiny. He is unstable, and that dude is broken.
He's not a Sith, so you can't really expect him to be mature in the dark side. So
Right.
it's all those lessons, all those that knowledge from the Sith is completely gone. It was died out with Palpatine. So anything having to do with the dark side or anyone that's dark side affiliated, you're going to see the lack of growth in the dark side, and they're not going to be able to control their emotions well.
Yeah.
Because the dark side invokes or magnifies every single negative emotion that Force user has.
Yep.
And as far as how you control it, well, that depends on the user. So obviously, he's immature on the dark side, and it shows.
Yeah.
He's not going to act like a Sith. You can't expect that.
Yeah.
And anyone wants to question his power. I mean,
Come on, man.
the dude's strong. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just untrained, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and
Raw power.
Listen, I don't know about
Yeah.
y'all. I don't know about y'all, but when I sat in that theater and watched Force Awakens for the first time, and
Opening scene.
and when he stopped, the laser blast. Listen, the theater was quiet. All you hear is me going, "What?" Like that's all you hear. I'm like, "What?" And it was just
So in my theater, one dude was like, "Damn!"
right? And you know what was even crazier? Like, you forgot that he was holding the laser bolt there
I think
while he's having this 10-minute conversation with his old buddy Poe from back at the Skywalker Flight Academy.
I think he forgot that he was holding that thing. Oh yeah, that. Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah. Let me just blow this up real quick.
Yeah.
You missed me. I would love, like, the one thing I loved about that scene too was like you knew they knew each other,
They had to.
and you knew that Poe was Leia's favorite.
Like, I still wonder if Leia has even said that Kylo Ren is her son. Like, you know, the way they kept the whole secret of Vader. Vader's lineage.
Poe knows.
So, yeah. So I wonder if they kept that from them too, because like one of the things I was saying leading up to the Force Awakens, I was like, Kylo Ren and Poe were friends. They had to have been friends, you know, as kids or whatever.
Oh yeah, and I think if not even friends, they could have been rivals.
Yeah.
Both amazing pilots. I mean, you
Amazing
saw
pilots.
him. You saw him in the Last Jedi. Spinning's a great trick. He did it better than Anakin.
Yeah.
I mean, freaking flew into that cavern and like blew up. Like, I forget how he shot that missile, but it was a very difficult maneuver. And then just does this like 90-degree breakneck turn out of there.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to see his skill as a pilot within like that little bit of action. And I mean,
yeah, and he took on a dreadnought by himself, man.
Oh, Poe.
Who, Poe?
Yeah, took on a dreadnought by himself. Like any other X-wing pilot, other than maybe Wedge Antilles, probably wouldn't even think of doing that.
Yeah. Well, Wedge is a great pilot. He's good at surviving. That dude knows how to survive.
Yeah, he gets hit with one shot. I'm out of here. Look, see you, Bales.
Gotta go, y'all.
He redeemed himself in Jedi, but yeah, he just pieced out in A New Hope. He was just like, "What? One engine down. I've got 3 more, but see ya."
Coming back for the sequel.
Yeah.
Rebellion needs
awesome.
Me.
Man, this was great, guys. All right, so
Revanite.
Revanite made it about an hour.
Yep.
It's good to me, and I mean, I think we covered enough for not being prepared at all.
Yeah.
You can cut that, right, Chris? Don't cut it. It's fine.
Yeah,
But seriously, I mean, we got to do this again. Let's leave everybody our info and let them all know where they can find us. Tommy, why don't you start off?
You could find me on Instagram by the name of Star Wars Savage. I have 2 pages of the same name. You can also find me on the Revanite podcast on Instagram as well. You can find me also on Facebook by the same names as well. Star Wars Savage and Revanite podcast.
Hell yeah. Soaking that brand up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Chris, why don't you let them know where you can find me and you?
Well, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter under the name Broaxium. Me individually, I've got my exciting online handle of Chris Ryans at both Twitter and Instagram. And yeah.
And me, you can find me. My main tag is Stay on Target 42.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all of my social stuff, and obviously Broaxium. And you can email me at dansolo@Broaxium or Broaxium@gmail. Stay on Target 42 at Gmail.
Yep.
So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do this again, guys. This was friggin' amazing, and who knows what we'll be talking about next. I think we were all over the place, but they got the gist. We love Star Wars.
Shooting the shit.
And that's what we're here to talk. Hell yeah. That's what we're here to talk about.
Yep, put it in my veins, please.
That's right.
Yes, please. Intravenous. I am Daniel Miller.
Chris Ryans.
Star Wars Savage from the Revanite podcast.
Hell yeah.
And may the force be with you guys.
Always. Peace.